as I'm walking, we live along this beautiful walking path, which for whatever reason, this year, I am noticing all of the flowers and all of the plants like with such intensity, like they're like calling to me, like these. And I know there are plants that have not been a part of this field, these rolling hills, this prairie before. I haven't seen them before, or I just haven't noticed them, but they are just so vibrant. Like I was thinking when I go for a walk, because it's one of those beautiful days again, that I will go out and take some pictures, because and it won't do any justice to the how gorgeous and beautiful everything is, and everything is so heady with aroma. Like you can smell all the flowers, you can smell the clover, you can smell the what are they? They're like an olive tree. I can't think of. I think I don't know if they're Russian olive trees, but they're gorgeous. I can smell everything. I can smell the water. I can smell everything. And I'm loving every minute of it. So everything feels very vibrant. And my senses, I don't know if my senses are just heightened or if everything else is heightened or if it's both. But whatever it is, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And last night we had lightning bugs, which I was like, love lightning bugs. I was out in the backyard with my son looking at them, watching them. And he's like, Mom, they are fairies riding bugs. That's really what's going on there. And I'm like, I'm all about it. Whatever you see and understand, I am open to hearing. I just think that's adorable. Jennifer, that's great news about your mom coming home from the hospital today. That makes me so happy. That means things are starting to even out for her, and not in so much pain, especially, with some of the things that were going on. So I'm really, really happy to hear that. And that'll give some time for your mom and your son to have some bonding, which I think is going to be really lovely. I'm glad that she'll be able to be back in her home. That's really very important to her. So I'm really glad. Mm. You have bunnies and chipmunks. Yay. Yeah, we have bunnies. I've heard a lot about chipmunks in the Twin Cities. Like a lot of people having like they're overrun by chipmunks, which I think is hilarious. So Mary Catherine says, no, my senses feel so heightened, almost raw, but helps me stay present. I know, like I'm catching things. And hi, Gail, welcome. One of the things that popped into a conversation that I was having with a very good friend of mine yesterday is how our relationship to time is changing, and how what you're saying in a way, Mary, is very interesting, because if time is changing, and let's say we're moving more rapidly in some respects, right? That our connection to time needing to be linear, everything needing to be in order. If that is changing, that means, so how do we stay out of that place where it goes from one direction to like complete chaos and disorder? Because our mind is what chaos and disorder is that our mind is searching for probability, for prediction. That's what the brain does. It predicts, right? It says, oh, okay, I haven't been in this situation before, but the last time I saw the light this way, the wind this way, oh, there was a big storm coming. The last time I was in this kind of a situation with a relationship where this person was talking in this way, where this was going on, ooh, they were really manipulative. I want to avoid that. All of those things are kind of off kilter. Hi, Amy. Hi, Angeline. I'm glad you're on. Amy is new. Welcome, Amy. I'm glad you're on. I'm calling you out, so I hope you guys don't mind. Everyone's invited to check in with one word today. But I'm just talking about time and the fact that time is changing. And so what's very interesting, because I was just speaking about how our senses are heightened, and my senses have been heightened. Mary Catherine affirmed that. I'm sure others of you are experiencing this, is that it goes back to what we're learning or acclimating to in this meditation, which is to acclimate beyond our thoughts, beyond our emotional understanding, beyond the words, beyond the descriptions, beyond the prediction, and moving into our connection with the experience. And the way we can do that more actually as we acclimate to this is through our senses. Can we experience that which cannot make sense, right? That, as we're saying, like, I love Mary Catherine's statement, my senses feel so heightened that they are almost raw. Wow, that is like, what does that mean? But my guess is at least 4 or 5 or 6 of you, right, are going, I kind of know what she means. I know what she means. It's where it's like the colors are so vibrant that they're not even colors I know. That my sense of smell, I'm smelling things that are so pungent, so that I can almost see the color of the smell. I can taste the smell, I can taste the color, like that, like all of our senses are intermingling to have this heightened, vibrant, I love that, Angela, this vibrant experience. And so I may have to put a disclaimer on what we're doing with this practice that we do every day, because who knew, right? But I don't think these are bad things. I think it's just our awareness is expanding beyond the limitation of our mind, and we're learning that our mind is a little slow. It's a slow technology, and it's also not expansive. It is constricting. It is defining. It wants to harness and to categorize. And so what we're being acclimated to is to surrender, to release ourselves from that experience, and to completely immerse ourselves, to float in, to bask in, to bathe in this experience of what it is to be expanded. And then we say, well, what is that? Well, that's what we're experiencing. And we start to put words around it, and you start to go, oh my gosh, that's not quite it. Right? It's resonant. So as we vibrate, not only are we vibrating, it's resonant. And when something resonates, it is extending. It is creating a vibration that is aligning for everything around it. So as you vibrate, that around you is wanting to reach up to that vibration, which is what we're doing in this practice. And so if you're interested in learning more, if you're interested in doing more with this, I would encourage you to consider being a part of the workshop. I have 3 spots left. I'll tell you, that's it. I got 3 spots left. So if you are interested, that's this Saturday from 9:30 to 1:30. Everyone is, of course, welcome. We will be talking, it's called Your Divine Channel, Your Open Channel, I think is what it's called, not Your Divine Channel, but that's me, right? So your open channel, which is talking about your connection with spirit, your connection with this expansiveness. And we're going to be getting more information. Much of this workshop will be channeled, and will provide guidance, and it will be interactive, where you'll be able to ask questions, and engage in conversation and get some personal and more profound information that will serve the entire group. So I'm very, very excited about that. If that's resonant for you, if that is calling you, you're going to know. Like, I'm not pushing people to do something that is not in alignment. But if your vibration is in a yes energy, if that is, and you're like, yeah, I want to do that, follow the yes. Everything else takes care of itself. And that's true. Like, I still remember one of my favorite stories. My first real, like, coach that really knocked my socks off, right? I was at church. I go to a Unity church, and I was going to a different one than I go to now. And Steve and I were there with our son, and we had, stuff to do that afternoon. And they had this workshop. They had this speaker come in, and I really liked her. And she came in. Thank you, Mary, for posting the class. She came in and she was talking. And as she's talking, I'm just like, everything in me was like, oh my gosh, I really wish I could stay for the workshop. I really want to stay for the workshop. And my husband's like, yeah, I wish we'd, had daycare lined up. I wish we didn't have things to do this afternoon. And so anyway, she came up to me afterwards and she's like, hi, Nea, right? And because we had met before. And I said, yeah. And she goes, are you going to stay for the workshop? And I said, I'd really love to, but I have, we have Kyle and we have to figure that. She goes, but I thought you said you'd love to. And I was like, well, I would, and she goes, everything else doesn't matter. If you'd love to, follow that love and see what happens. She said, the universe will organize itself to make that happen. So literally, I was like, I sat there and I'm like, I had 40 minutes and we lived 20 minutes away, 40 minutes to find daycare, to get my son fed and to get him home and back, or get him to wherever it was and back. And so I did this. And I was like, okay. And I made one phone call. I called my daycare provider's daughter and I said, is there any way you have time this afternoon to watch Kyle? Because Kyle loved her. And and she goes, oh my gosh, my boyfriend and I were just heading off to the world's largest candy store. We were just taking off. I bet Kyle would love to go. Yeah. And she goes, well, where are you? Are you home? I said, no. I said, would it be too much to ask you to meet us like at Northtown? Because we were up north, that you can meet us at this. Oh no, we'd love to. We'll pick him up. We'll be there in 10 minutes. And I said, is it okay if I buy him a lunch? She's like, we'll take it. We have lunch. We're going to take lunch. We have plenty. I was like, oh, okay. So I gave her money. I gave her, money ahead because they're going to a candy store. I get in there and we get there and all of a sudden it occurred to me now he's like 4 or 3. I don't remember, but I remember all of a sudden this like dawning moment that I'm sending my son off with a couple of high schoolers to go all the way to Jordan, Minnesota, which is like, I don't know, 25 miles, 30 miles away on the other side of town while I'm at a workshop. And then I'm like, it's okay. He's going to be fine. I just sent him off and they had so much fun. But it was one of those moments, like, as I would have missed that opportunity if she would not have said, well, what you said you would love to do this. And I was so sure that my life was so set that me putting energy to what I love, that there was no room for it. And yet it happened that quick. So if you find that you are at a yes and you need help figuring out how to do it, you need somebody to remind you. So you need some creative thoughts. I mean, that's what I do. My job really is to help you honor your yes. And that's what I do as a coach. That's what I do as a teacher. That's what I do in all that I do. Because I wrote this today to someone, but I will probably put a quote out because I was like, that's really true, is that yes is the vibration of the universe. There is nothing that you are being told no about except in your own head. Everything that you want, you are getting. Everything that you desire, you have access to. The problem is that we've already decided there's a no because of the conditions that we live in, right? And if those conditions are what we put our faith in and put our energy in, it's the same as living in a box. But as soon as we start to step into something more expanded, as we're doing with this meditation, what we're doing is we're opening to possibilities. And as soon as we're open, what happens is those possibilities just come flying in. So if you find yourself really wanting to do something, say yes. and see what happens. You have to still, I had to make the phone call. I had to go, and prove it to myself. But literally in 5 minutes, I had my son taken care of, lunch taken care of, and his afternoon. It is powerful, powerful, powerful. And Mary Catherine, you said, yeah, Nia has been helping me with my yes, and it has been beautiful, a beautiful journey. She helped me get out of my conditions and helped me move past my yes. Feel so excited and in flow now. And we had such a fun conversation. And I am just as excited about, like, if I sit down and think about it, if I sit down honestly and think about these things, I'd be like, I don't know how you're going to do that. How's that ever going to happen? Like, if I get in my head and try to tell you, like, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's not the process. The process is, how do we access that, and how do we open ourselves up to be in that, in a resonant vibration with the infinite. It's powerful, and it's accessible to all of us. Beverly, I did want to acknowledge that I saw that you wrote that you're feeling numb, and we'll breathe with you today. And it's okay that you're numb. It's okay that you're numb. It's okay if you're angry at home. It's okay if you're sad. It's okay, whatever you're experiencing, honor that. The key is to not spend too much time and energy getting stuck, deciding that that's the problem. Be in it, honor it, and then take an action. Take one bold, imperfect action. I'm going to write this down so you get take. This is my prescription for everything. Take one bold, imperfect action. Whatever it is, do something bold. And it could be, for you, it could be like, I'm going to just take a nap. That for me is a bold, imperfect action. Sometimes it's make a phone call. Sometimes it's post something I'm feeling uncertain about. Do this. Literally, it will get you back into alignment very, very quickly. It'll get you feeling alive again. It won't get you necessarily feeling like everything's right, but it will help get that momentum in alignment. So if you're feeling stuck, it's my little tidbit there. So shall we begin? Are we all excited? I am today. Oh, it just feels so good. I'm going to have some water. Look at this. I found my favorite cup. You get one of these when you have a baby and I'm not promoting a line of health. I'm just saying I love these cups. It's like, anybody who has a contact for this, I'll take 5. I love them because you can just put in tons of ice and tons of water. Anyway, all right. That's an aside. So let's go ahead. And I'm going to invite you all to take a couple of deep breaths. Coming to this now moment. Take off my glasses. And just take some deep breaths. I imagine that I am breathing in light and appreciation for this body. And with each breath, I relax. Every cell of my body opening up to receive that appreciation, that light and love flowing in and through me. I breathe. And relax. I sometimes imagine that every cell is like a baby chick waiting to be fed. And the breath comes in and nourishes every single cell, open, ready to receive. And as each cell is full, I relax on the exhale. Every breath nourishing me. Feeling it nourish your body. And relax. As we breathe, let's imagine that we are breathing behind our thoughts and our emotions, all that's taking up space in our mind today. Just letting it do its thing, and we're just going to breathe right behind it. Perhaps just falling away from all of that noise, falling into a big pile of goose down feathers or big, cushy, white beanbag chair. Just feeling that part of you, that quiet, still place wrap around your consciousness, bringing you to the peace of this present moment. And we breathe, breathing into this still, quiet place. Feeling the now of this moment. Just being. And if your mind starts getting in there, just feel yourself fall away again. It's okay. Giving yourself this gift of quiet, of presence is invaluable. It nourishes the soul and the spirit. Just to be. And then it's available to you as easily as your breath. And we relax and enjoy this experience of spaciousness. And from this calm, clear, quiet place, we bring our attention to our physical body. Noticing that it is working just fine, that everything in our physical body is operating in perfect order. Our mind is sending signals to every part of our body, reminding every cell of its function, every single heart cell awake in its position and its function to hold the beat, the rhythm that carries the blood through our body, carrying nutrients and oxygen to every cell. Every cell awake to the impulse from the mind, reminding it to beat, beat, beat. All of this being done, and we don't think about it. The divine operation of this vessel is always functioning, giving us space to be, to think, to dream, to create, to emote, to connect. And all the while our lungs are drawing a breath and exhaling, our stomach and intestine digesting, our liver and spleen cleaning and cleansing all that is happening in our body. Everything working perfectly. Every muscle knowing exactly how to hold, to contract, to stretch, to allow us to sit comfortably. And we breathe in gratitude, Breathing that gratitude into every cell, into our mind, into the neurons that move in and through our entire being, allowing us to be fully present in this now moment. The love and the gratitude and the appreciation nourishing every cell. We feel connected and clear and aware of this beautiful vessel, awash in love, radiating love, and operating in divine order. And we breathe. It is from here that we bring our attention outward to our energy field that surrounds our body. It's like the atmosphere of our being. It has its own patterns and rhythms and flow. It moves around us, in us and through us, in and between every cell and molecule of our body. This energy flows, allowing us to experience life beyond our senses, beyond the physical. It is our energy field that first encounters other, whether it is in form, matter, or energy. This is our first contact in our experience. Before our senses, before our physical body knows, we know intuitively, energetically, what is moving in and through us. We breathe, feeling our connection with the world around us. As we breathe the life force of the planet in and through our being. Our energy field vibrant and resonant with what is good, what is God. And we feel the flow of that which is good for us, moving easily and through us. And we breathe. Our resonance allows that which is good to be magnetic, to draw in, to increase our awareness, our vibration. And that which is not resonant to simply move around, to be in our awareness, but not yet in our vibrational field. Our resonance honors us as we honor it. And it is in this experience that we feel each other. All of us who are breathing together here, and those who are breathing around the planet, across time and space, we open our field to breathe together. Feeling the vibration, the familiarity, the resonance of our brothers and sisters who are breathing with us. We feel and open to this connection, feeling the gentle push and pull of the breath of the collective. It is here that we bring our attention beneath our feet to our tether that is connecting us to Mother Earth. This tether is like an umbilical cord, carrying energy from the mother to all of her children. We are all connected in this way. We have always been connected with her. As she breathes us into being, as she gives us home and space, ground to walk on, air to breathe, water to drink, beauty to live in. We breathe and we feel this love rise up in our vessel, in our energy field, in our physical body. We feel her love as a gentle tug on all that we are. Gravity pulling us to her like a gentle hug. We breathe in and feel her love wash in and through us, giving us home and place and belonging. We breathe and feel this love rise up in our consciousness, awakening our appreciation for all we have been given, all that we experience, all that we have. And the realization that we are hers and she is ours. And we breathe, relaxing into the feeling of belonging that nurtures every part of our being, the sense of home awake and alive in our consciousness, inherent in our knowing. It is here that we raise our awareness upward, above our heads to our connection to the quantum field, to our connection and vibration with that which breathed us into form. The Christ consciousness that is vibrant and alive, and of the energy of divine love, the stuff from which all is created. We feel as we breathe in this infinite expanse of possibility. We experience it because our mind cannot conceive it. And we breathe this light into our being, golden, white, flowing into us, washing over and through us as we breathe. It is refreshing like peppermint, opening us with every breath, expanding our vessel, increasing our capacity to receive that which is given in abundance. Every breath growing us, expanding us, like a balloon that is infinite in its capacity to expand. We receive. And in this experience, we surrender in our exhale, to be fully present, to let go of our need to understand, our need to explain, and simply be in this expanded awareness. And we breathe, feeling that we are breathed by the universe, by God, by the infinite, gently pulling us in and letting us go, as though we are part of the ocean, being pulled toward the shore and then released back into being. We feel ourselves in this beautiful motion, expanding, relaxing, allowing. And it is in this expanded state that we begin to feel more clearly our own vessel, our own power that rises in our awareness in the very core of our being. Crystalline light, crystalline blue light rising from the core of us, moving outward. Vibrant and strong, moving out through every part of our being. It has its own resonance, its own vibration, inherent in our being. This power is not given and cannot be shared. It is who we are. It is our beingness. And it amplifies all that we do, all that we think, all that we feel and experience in the world. And we breathe and allow this vibration to wash over and through us. As though it is our bone structure now, our framework for being. And in this, we begin to feel a new sensation, a vibration of truth that vibrates in the color green. It is a light and crystalline green that washes over and through us, deep and resonant, like a pitchfork, like a tuning fork that has been struck. We feel the vibration ripple through every part of our being, like a giant shiver, awakening our entire vessel into an alert and awareness that is truth. And we feel this, that we may know it when we encounter that which is true and right and clear. It helps us, beyond the trappings of the mind, to know that truth can be felt before it is known or understood. And we breathe. And we now feel the vibration of a crystalline pinkish orange color wash over and through us. Light and airy. It moves, shaping every bit of us, every bit of our experience, our mind, our heart, our emotions, our thoughts, our creative force. This is the vibration of harmony. And as we breathe it, it calms and clears away the self, the ego, the doubt, the barriers to the world. It awakens a resonance that has lied dormant in the human consciousness. And we breathe, feeling this wash over and through us, awakening and resonating our vessel, our being. And now breathing with one another, this vibration, we feel it expanding in and through all who are breathing, amplifying with our individual power, creating a greater resonance outward in the world from our being. This light that is emitted from our vessel signals awakening in the human consciousness. And we breathe and feel the light that resonates from our inside outward, feeling what it is to be of this light, resonating and vibrating in this light, fully present to this now moment. It is in this that we are experiencing wholeness, holiness. We breathe and feel the whole, complete, resonant being that we are. And we breathe in the light of the Christ consciousness, this force that is of creation, in creation. We breathe and we are inspired. As we breathe this light into our vessel, it is amplified and shared in the consciousness of humanity. That which has been desired, that which is in need, is brought into the consciousness through our vessel for those who are capable of creating, those who are willing to take action. It is in this vibration that these opportunities can more readily and willingly be seen, experienced, and acted upon. And we breathe. Allow your consciousness to fully embrace this experience. Every breath, allowing it to become more familiar. The ease of your breath, the ease of your being in this now moment. There is no force, there is no pushing, no fixing. There is only being. You resonate, dear ones, and this is your service. You experience wholeness and this is your service. You are awakening to your own divine blueprint as creator, and this is service. Breathe and allow yourself to acclimate, being, receiving inspiration, allowing that which is not for you to move along, trusting in the vibration of abundance and plenty. Notice where your sense of fear and doubt and worry are. These cannot take root in this vibration. You can experience them, but they do not take up space. Your vibration of wholeness is more true than your fears, than your stories, than what you believe your realities to be. And in this, you are accessing your I am presence, dear one. You are vibrating in your I am. I am. I am. I am. Breathe, dear ones, breathe and feel the light of Source moving through you. It is your vessel, your being, your knowing that is amplifying this light, allowing it to be radiant and resonant with all of humanity. This is not being pushed upon you. It is you awakening, opening willingly, receiving and sharing. It is in the flow of that which is your nature, holding nothing back, trusting in the abundance that is ever ready, ever present, all that you can imagine and more, all here. There is no need to hold back. There is plenty, and you are acclimating to this vibration that it may become truth in your consciousness, beyond the trappings of the mind that may tell you otherwise. Because, of course, dear ones, it will. The story of lack is deeply established in the consciousness of humanity, deeply established in the constructs that you apply yourself to, that you connect yourself to. As you come into this vibration of plenty, your dependence upon these constructs, upon these stories, lessens, and you open your vessel more, beginning to open. You will begin to see all of the ways that what you desire, what it is you are energetically vibrating in, all of your questions are being answered. All that you have energy for is resonating and drawing more of this. The more that you come into this alignment, dear ones, the more you will come to trust and rely upon it. This is in resonance with your divine nature. It is in the daily practices. It is in the willingness to surrender. It is no good to simply know. You must choose to be in this, dear ones. Where are you fearful? Where are you worried? Where are you experiencing limits? Have you breathed with this? Or are you still attempting to manage it? These are new ways. It is not simply a light switch going on. Human beings enjoy testing, enjoy playing along the edges until they surrender themselves to what they will believe. In your practice, perhaps you are coming closer to surrendering to something greater than you can imagine. This, dear ones, is the goal in your practice, is why it is the way. For as you experience the expansiveness, coming back to limitation, coming back into constriction, becomes undesirable. We honor, we breathe with you. We are here to guide, to teach where we can, and to offer assistance, that you may awake to your power, your wisdom, your creative force, and dear ones, of course, awaken in the vibration of harmony. We honor and bless you, and we breathe with you in this collective consciousness. Take a couple of deep breaths, feeling your energy come back into your vessel, into your own awareness. And in this moment, bring your attention to how it is you are feeling right now. What is your experience? Even in the limitations of words, allow yourself to know what is happening, to draw attention to how your physical body feels, how your mental body feels, how you feel in your emotional body, and how you are resonating in your energy. And as you come back to this present moment, I'm going to invite you to rub your hands together. Maybe move your neck, your body, bringing in the palms of your hands up to your eyes, gently opening your eyes into the palms of your hands. And coming back to this now and present moment where you are. And we were very connected collectively. We're always breathing with each other. But to be in that connection, I could feel that some of us may choose to stay in that today, but some of us may need to go about our day doing things. And so what does that feel like? And what is that um, what does that look like? So I wanted to give you a chance to come back into your being. Oh, I'm so grateful to share this with you. That was really, really beautiful, and the connection. I think the message from the how today, so I channel a collective consciousness that calls themselves the How, HAO, which is funny. They were being funny when they gave me their name. It stands for Harmonic Alignment in Oneness. They are multidimensional, multi-conscious. Uh, so, and their mission is to, as an emissary to the new consciousness that has been coming into the planet for the last 3 years, which some would call the divine feminine. And it is, there is, as we think about masculine, feminine, this is truly a new consciousness on the planet. We have never in the history of this planet been in a vibration of the divine feminine. It does not mean that we have not experienced or honored the feminine, or that there has never been an awareness of that, or a a connection to it, because the divine masculine and feminine are very much intertwined, right? But over time, we've always been in this energy of the divine masculine on this planet. And so when we think about that, the where that began as tribes, as people began to gather, as they began to be tribal, as they began to build communities, there was more balance because that was what was known, and then became the desire to grow and to expand and we needed that. We needed to know how to build fire, to create, to that's that driving masculine force. There's this force forward, right? Whereas the feminine is much more holistic, much more um, um, uh, aligned with the nature of all things, rather than driving past it. But we need both. We absolutely need both. And so as we open into that now, the challenge that we have as we talk about the divine feminine and this new energy, we immediately bring up archetypes. And these archetypes were created in the divine masculine. It's not to say that they were wrong. It's that our mind immediately polarizes. We have a very difficult time being in this vibration and really opening to it with how expansive it is, how loving it is, how nourishing and nurturing it is. Because the mind wants to put limits on it, wants to say, well, I know what that's like. That's like this. That's like Gaia, bigger than Gaia, inclusive of Gaia, inclusive of all of us, but so much bigger. And so as we are as they're speaking, I just wanted to, for those of you who may be new or might not really understand who or what I'm channeling, that um, this technology, this practice allows us access to. It's like getting in. It's like learning anything new that we have to begin, and the beginning is in this practice, and we open to it. It's like we all want to be there wherever there is. We all want to have this experience and just have like the light switch on. But what it is we're kind of acclimating into a new vibration, a new a new way of being. that has always been true of us, but that we've not turned on. The switch has never been turned on. So how do we turn something that is so inherent that our entire world is built on it, our mind, linear time, constructs of money, of exchange, of value that are all created and reinforcing that which is not natural. An example of this, there's no such thing as negative numbers in nature. It's entirely a human construct, and it's a construct that made lending possible, that made borrowing possible, this whole exchange. But in nature, there is no deficit. There there is only what is. And sometimes you lose your field, but there is no negative field. So the idea of debt, the energy of debt that creates a consciousness that would allow um, wealth to be gotten by some and enslavement of others. It all comes in this energy of driving force, of creating something that is not natural in a natural world. And so we are coming back into balance as we do this, and look at what's happening around us. We are all starting to wake up to how can a body not be valued simply because of the skin color or simply because of a story. We're coming to that. We're awakening to that. And now it's vibrant in us. It's awake in us. It's not just like, oh, we should do something about that. It's like that is not okay. And so we're vibrating in a very different way. We're vibrating in a collective consciousness. And in that we cannot deny even the people that we go, "Oh man, they are so screwed up. They'll never get it. They're so negative. They're so this." They're a part of us. Doesn't matter where you stand. There's always a them, right? That's our consciousness. Us and them, us and them, us and them. Have not. Do not. And we're acclimating to something greater. So it's powerful work. It's powerful work. And we're working on a grand scale.